these two gentlemen came up. It was very nice, and he said something in a low voice, and I didn't quite hear him. I said, "Excuse me." He said, "How does it feel to be someone's gay awakening?"
You know him as Angel? Or maybe Sealy Boots? Or maybe Jason Hayes? But you really know him as David Boreanaz.
Wow, this is amazing. What's like the Stampede? Let's go, get it up. Calgary Stampede. Oh, come on, who can do better than that? The Stampede. I do better. Let's go Flames. All right, I had to throw the hockey in there because, hey, I am in Canada, so what can I tell you?
Massive crowd.
It's amazing.
Yeah, now I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous. I just, first I want to thank, personally for me, I want to thank the staff, the people that put this event together for all of you to enjoy. They should be commended for their hard work, their dedication, their time, taking care of all the egos that we have now. Making sure that all of you guys get what you need, but they did a phenomenal job this weekend. And I just want to thank them personally. I also want to thank each and every one of the fans that came out to see me this weekend. It was a fantastic couple of days that I had here in Calgary. And one of the best things about coming to these events is being able to give back to all of you. I wish that I could spend more individual time with each and every one of you, but that would be really hard to do. But just know from my heart to all of you, I appreciate the bracelets that were given to me, the notes that were given to me, the Palo Santo that was given to me, the gifts, the chips that taste like ketchup that was given to me, which seems to be very popular, which I do know, which I do not like, but that's okay. The one thing I did not get was a nice cold Canadian beer.
Oh.
Kind of disappointed. Well, maybe I shouldn't say it.
You're on the clock.
You're on the clock?
No drinking on the clock.
This is Canada.
That's true.
Right? All right, Lainey, take it away. Okay. Be nervous.
All right, stop. You're making it worse.
It's all good.
All right. When choosing a project, what's one thing you look for?
Choosing a project, I relatively look for really where I am personally in my life. I always think that for which you put out and have an inclination to portray will come back to you if it's ready for you. So it sounds like a very esoteric answer, but it's something that I've kind of proclaimed to live by, instead of like, hey, early on in my career I would like to chase this, or I would like to chase that role, or go after this role. And at times it was frustrating, anxious-ridden, it could be scary. So I kind of learned as I progressed that you got to really just take life for what it is. Prepare yourself, learn your craft as best as you possibly can, and immerse yourself in your craft. And that's pretty much what I do right now. So for me to say, hey, I would like to do this specific role, I'd rather tap into where I am in my life and my lifestyle and meditate on that. And usually the roles come to me, or usually the character, I could kind of foresee a character and put that out there. So that's pretty much how I operate.
Were you intimidated your first time on set, or did it feel natural?
The first time on a set?
The first time on a set. Go back to that. What was it like?
I was terrified. Married with Children was the first. I did commercials. I did national commercials, which it was a disaster. I did one for, it was like a Budweiser commercial, and we had to say all these lines, and it was like throwing lines back and forth to one another, like guys hanging out in the basement. They're doing movie lines, and it was like that was the concept. And it didn't actually air because it was so dark. The director was such a dark director. David Fincher directed it.
Oh, I love
it was
Fincher.
Early on.
That's wild.
It didn't air.
All right, well.
So anyways, I had this, my line was open the pod bay doors, Hal. That was like my throwaway line. That's my, Space 2001 Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I couldn't say the lines.
Oh.
Why are you acting like that?
I don't know. I just got sad.
I had to write it down on the box. Sweating, like, oh shit, I'm gonna mess this up. This is like the time and the waiting. It's like, oh, this is taking a long time to shoot it. And then they're struggling. They're up against time. We got a close up, shove a camera in your face, and you're like, I'm like, open doors, pod. God, what are you doing, man? You've been sitting with one line for 8 hours. Get it out of your mouth, man. Let's go. It eventually happened, but it was, coming onto a set, whatever project you may do, it's a good thing to feel the fear, the nerves. They allow you to know that your blood's going, you're ready to roll, you're in that part, and you come prepared. So, I always use the nerves as a way to say, okay, let's lean into that. Why is that happening right now? And if I lean into it, meaning if I go into say, oh, where am I coming from? What's going on? It usually works out that way, that it helps me calm down. And, usually, I can imagine going onto sets with other actors, and as you know, whether that's a theater piece or a television series, and you're not familiar with it, you're kind of like, the guest star. That's very intimidating to come onto a show that's been operating for so many years. And you just don't know what you're going up against. So you just got to be loose. You got to be lucky. You got to just don't grip your stick too much. You'll be ready to roll. Don't
grip your stick too much.
Yeah, shoot high, man. Glove side is always cool. And then if you got issues, go 5-hole. You're ready to roll, kid.
I don't know what any of that means, but it sounds great when you say it.
Hey, it's good. A lot of holes. Sharp steel, St. Michael sword, hockey player. Stanley Cup playoffs.
I think we've already kind of touched on this, but what was the most physically taxing show you've done? SEAL Team?
Yeah, SEAL Team was just the body got beat up, and the gear, the amount of gear that we all wore, how we wore it, with like running, jumping on helicopters, taking off, going down steep hills, climbing mountains, keep going with live camera. It was like documentary craziness being shot. So physically it was very, very challenging, very difficult. I would say Angel was hard with the night shooting and the amount of stunt work that we had, and jumping around buildings to buildings and leaps and bounds.
In a trench coat.
Well, yeah, obviously. I didn't wear a Speedo. That would have been a different show, man.
That's your next show.
It was a funny comment this weekend, okay?
What did that guy say?
Oh, do you want me to say it?
No, I'll say it.
Okay. So these two gentlemen came up. It was very nice. And he said something in a low voice, and I didn't quite hear him. I said, excuse me? He said, how does it feel to be someone's gay awakening?
And you know what he said back?
I thought that was the best question I've gotten all weekend. Whoever you are, fantastic. I applaud you. I applaud everyone. This is great. That's amazing. That's cool, man. I'm glad to be an awakening for everyone.
There you go.
It does not matter who you are. I just want to wake it up.
Yeah, that was what he said back. Yep. I was there. Did you stop? I can't. Did you want to be an actor as a child, or was this something you decided later on in life?
Well, my father, who was in the television business for a long time, had a kid show called Rockship 7. So as a kid, I kind of grew up with his environment. It's very popular on the East Coast and in the Ontario area. Battle for Ontario, man. The Leafs, right? Whoa. I love Canada. It's the best, man. When the shit hits the fan, just say hockey, man. We're good. Struggling. Name a hockey player quick. No, you're done. So I really enjoyed growing up in that environment. So yeah, as a kid, I got a bike, was in Buffalo, New York, cruised around on the bike all the time, was in the woods, making forts, being a kid, Tom Sawyer, Huck Finn, painting fences, blowing up mailboxes with firecrackers. That was like the big thing. I remember my friend John Sapphire threw a smoke bomb in his school in the cafeteria. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He got in trouble. I was just with my friend Joey from the side laughing with like 3 charm pops in my mouth.
Wait, okay.
And Big League Chew and like gulping it down with like orange soda, Fanta or something. 80,000 grams of sugar in my mouth, destroying me as a kid. Processed food.
So was that
Let's go 70s, man, 80s.
Was that a yes or a no to my question?
Did I what?
Okay. Next question. Let's talk.
Fabulous crowd.
We're going to talk about what.
Each and every one of you are spectacular.
Yeah, there you go.
Spectacular. Spectacular. Is spectacular. It's a great word. How do you say that backwards? Oh, good luck, right?
We're going to talk about what you finally want to talk about, sports. I have sports questions here.
Sports questions?
You're
okay.
an avid sports fan. What is your favorite sport to watch live and remember where we are?
Okay, so I had this conversation with my son, which is very important. I said, would you rather be at the Super Bowl, best team, Philadelphia Eagles, champions, thank you very much. Would you rather be at at that Super Bowl overtime win or your Philadelphia Flyers Game 7 Stanley Cup? I know it's been a long time. Like at that game, 2 of us were like hockey, without doubt, Stanley Cup Flyers. This is a very, you've created a sport and gave it to us. It's amazing. Like I love everything about it. I love the ice. I love the temperament, the speed, the pace, how athletic and swift they are on the ice, and how they can just, it's the stamina alone to do a shift is unbelievable. So I really love hockey. I love football too, as well. I played football growing up. I'm a big, huge football fan. I love baseball though too. I love my Phillies. I love sports. I used to play tennis. I love tennis. French Open. I can slide with the best of them.
Oui.
Do the grass. Do little dub hits here in Wimbledon. Whatever it takes. Have a gin fizz. Do you ever feel like sometimes when you're flying, you just need a good gin and tonic? Seagram's and tonic. We'll leave it there.
Do you have a favorite sports movie?
Miracle, 100%. Yeah, I think one of the best movies ever made. Look, it's USA won the gold, man. I know you guys hosted the '88 Olympics, right? How tall is that tower? 198 meters, correct? I ain't messing around.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The dome where they light it up with the fire. That's why they're the Calgary Flames.
Right, that.
The Stampede.
Yeah. Now I'm on the same.
I do appreciate rodeo too. I'm telling you, I love rodeo. I love the bulls. I like the riders. That's a huge thing for me. I love the Western mentality. I love cattle farmers. I love our local farmers. I respect and honor them. Your Alberta beef is fantastic. Right? You also have something called ginger beef, right?
Wow, all right. Someone's firing on all cylinders today.
You have to. Things got to be quick. Firing. All I can see is the plane.
Yeah. Is stage acting something that you would want to do, and do you have a preferred role or a play?
Yes, for sure. I did Spalding Gray's Stories Untold, an off-Broadway show that I really loved. That was obviously in New York. I really enjoyed that process a lot. I'd love to get back to stage. I would love to do a play. I'm a big fan of Sam Shepard's work. I love American Classics works. I would love to play McMurphy in Cuckoo's Nest. I think it would be a fun character to play. I think it would be dynamic. It'd be just like edge, so something that I might be working on. Who knows? I don't know. That's again, for me, the energy has to fit the character. I'm not going to say I'm going to play this character for just for saying I did this character. If it doesn't fit you, then it's good to be uncomfortable with it and be terrified. And it is challenging, but you have to have some semblance of where you are, how you can apply things to that character. I believe in that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. You are constantly busy, constantly on the go. You've had just an amazing career. How do you unwind? I don't know.
That's funny.
Yeah, I
don't. Unwind. I love dogs, so usually, yes, my dog, Rocco, is such a near and dear friend of mine. And when I say friend, I mean he definitely came to my life at a great time, and he is my, rock. And I usually unwind by just sitting with him, meditating and feeling his energy and his unconditional love, and to look into his eyes and tell him how much he's had a great day of sleeping and farting and pooping and eating while I paid for your dog food, man.
No.
But I'm a big lover of animals, but dogs to me are so near and dear. So that's one way I definitely can unwind.
Yeah, you showed me that really cute picture of him on top of you. Yeah. Crushing you with love.
He's a 110-pound dog, and Rottweilers think they're puppies, they get right on top of you, they want to sit on top of you, and they nuzzle, and they just, it's amazing.
It's like a Julie Benz-sized dog, basically.
You gotta wear, it's like you have to wear equipment for this dog.
Yeah.
Men, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh my God.
Getting a paw in the Netherland is, that'd be quite an eye-opening, good way to come down from something. Not saying I'm doing that, but, or you're like, listen, Lainey, a nice cocktail, have a glass, I like tequila, I'd sip tequila, a nice Blanco, I'm good. On the rocks, Blanco, squeeze a lime, boom.
That's great. Don't know where that came from, but I'm glad that you shared that with us.
Did she not ask me how I'd like to unwind?
Oh, I did, sorry. Listen, I apologize.
And sometimes when all shit fails, you just got to hit the crown and let it rip, guys. That's what you need, a good old knocker.
You really brought it back around. I'd forgotten what I had asked, so that's on me, my bad. Well, David, this has been amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So much fun this weekend.
Yeah, this has been great. I really love the idea. I wish I had more time to go to Banff. I really do. Again, when I was walking around the other day, I went down the main street here, and I popped into one of the local pubs, and I said, I don't really feel like eating anything, but I'll have a cold Canadian beer. And went in, talked to the bartender. He couldn't have been nicer, and that's what you guys are all about. Regardless if it's a beer, a cup of coffee. For me, coming from Buffalo, New York, and being so close to Ontario, going over the Peace Bridge with my parents at a young age, it's not about the beer, it's really about feeling what you felt like back in the day. And you guys make it great, from cottages to being there and being kind and representing. I love Canada, and I love all of you. I really mean that, so thank you.